Hey guys, this is Kay with Initiative Tabletop, and today I'm going to tell you about a really cool game that we got a chance to review. Now, forgive me if I butcher the name of this, I'm not Italian, but we have today Cinque Terre. This game is by Chris Handy, and it was produced by Rio Grande Games, and it came out this month in 2013 of April. This game is for 2 to 5 people, and in this game you get to tour the countryside, harvest fruit, and then deliver it to the cities along Italy's coast. I gotta admit, when I was looking on the outside of this box, wasn't quite sure I would enjoy it. It's pretty fun. I like the strategy that's involved. The components are really solid. But speaking of the inside, let's go ahead and open it up and see what's inside. Okay, so here we have the board game set up. I'm going to go over with you how some of this is set up since I went ahead and did this already. In the beginning, you're going to shuffle these. These are produce cards. Each of these produce cards will tell you what they are worth and for what kind of fruit you can pick up with them. You lay out 4. At any time during your turn, you may pick up one of these cards and then immediately replace it. Anytime that any produce cards are discarded, they will go in this extra space here. At the beginning of the game, we took all of these wooden dice, all these colored dice, we put them in a bag, and we shook them up, and we pulled them out, and we rolled them in the order that the rule book tells you for these cities. Whatever number ends up on, you put it next to its corresponding city, and what this means is, example, a green fruit is going to be worth 4 lyre, the currency used in this game, at this location. You may sell green here, but you're only going to get 1 lyre for it. And we'll go over why you would want to do that later. For a 2-player game, you need 13 of each color, and these produce pieces are placed randomly throughout the board. You can see that there are 1, 2, 3 harvest spaces, and there are 5 cities. They are all connected by roads, and that is the order that you have to go on. You must go clockwise across the board. Your character sheets, your cart sheets rather, every time you pick up a produce, you put them here on the back of your cart. You may carry 3 pieces at any one time. Anytime you sell a piece of produce at any city, you will put them on the corresponding marker on your cart board. Your cart will also tell you what 3 actions you can do every turn. So let's go ahead and look at a standard turn. Okay, so I'm playing the blue cart, so I can do many things. I can move up to 4 spaces clockwise. I can draw 1 produce card. I can harvest produce at any of these locations or sell produce. When you harvest, you may harvest up to 4 pieces on 1 space. Let's say that you need the purple, but you don't have any purple cards. You can discard 2 matching of any other color for 1 of those. And then you would move on to your next cities. So for my turn, I'm going to look at my fruit cards. I have enough to pick up a purple, a green, and a yellow at this location because these are the only 3 that are available to me here. So what I'm going to do is I will discard these to pick up 1 of each of these. For my second action, I'd move down here. Now here, I'm probably going to sell my yellow because it is worth 6 here. So what I would do, this yellow piece would go with its corresponding city and it would go right here. I would take my point token and run it along the scoreboard on the outside to figure out how many lyre I have at this time. My third action will be to draw at random, and my turn would be done. Other components of the game are order cards. At the beginning of the game, each player is randomly dealt a starting order card. What this means is at the end of the game, you want to have sold at least 1 of each of these types of produce at their corresponding cities. If you don't, you're going to take negatives from from the starting 30 points on this card, and it can drastically affect your game. This card you want to keep hidden during the game. You don't want other people to know what you're trying to collect. This card is exactly why, let's say that I needed a green at this location, I might sell it for 1 because it might be worth much more later on. However, there are other order cards that you may pick up during the game, and that's where these come in. At any time during the game, if you have successfully matched the requirements on one of these cards, you may pick this up and add it, and you will get the liar score on the top left corner of the card. Once this has been scored, you would add it to your hand, and a third one would come out. When you draw this third one, you may look at it and you may keep it, and also keep it hidden. Otherwise, it goes out. Another way to score points in this game is to be the most popular vendor. If at any time you fill up this complete line on your cart with produce, you get to be the most popular vendor in this area. Most popular vendor tokens will give you anywhere from 8 to 12 points at the end of the game. These are pretty nice for your scoring. Other than that, it's pretty simple. You go turn by turn and see how much produce you can harvest and how much you can sell. So there you have it. There's Cinque Terre. I'm going to correct myself earlier. I said that you can only have 3 pieces on the back of your cart. I lied. I'm sorry. You can have 4. The end game triggers for this game, either one player must have a total of 5 most popular vendor cards and or starting order cards, or any order cards rather, any combination of those that will trigger end game. Also, if 2 or more types of produce are depleted, it gets 1 more turn and game's over. At that point, you count up your scores. You count the liar you earned from your orders, and you're going to take that starting order sheet. For every piece of produce that you do not have on its corresponding city, you get -5 from that 30 on that card. So it's pretty important to try to get that card fully filled up. Personal thoughts on the game. I love the components. I love the wooden dice. I love the little cubes. And only complaint physically about the game, the outside border, it's a little too colorful for my taste. But given the nature of the game, I understand why it is as bright yellow as it is. If you are into games that require a lot of player-to-player interaction, this game may not be for you. It is very competitive, but you are pretty much on your own agenda, just trying to come out on top as the best vendor in this area. So in that sense, I mean, I think it is very good for strategy building and things like that. So if this is something that would interest you, I definitely recommend checking it out. See if you can demo it somewhere, pick it up. I think it'd be good for your collection. So thanks for checking out the review, and we'll see you next time.